Okay, so so we have the fuselage now completed and I'm very happy with it. We have one little thing to do. I've got all the rest of the parts off the sprues for putting together, but what I'm going to do first, when I glued the tail on, it worked by hopefully as I hoped it would, by just clipping in, but a little bit of glue has come out and has ruined the panel line. So all we're going to do first is just give it a little sort of sand over, just to flatten down the area just a little bit, just so we can see the panel line. And it's been a couple of days, so I know the glue is quite hard, and we're just going to get a little piece of masking tape. We don't need much on this one, or nothing in particularly brilliant to do it with. So what we're going to do is just check the other side, and we're going to run the masking tape along where we want to pull the panel line. And I have a Tamiya pea cutter, a little thing that I'm quite pleased with and works very, very well. So all we're going to do, let's bring you in, is lay the pea cutter at the furthest point and gently drag it along to the point we want to go to. I'm just going to do that twice, and that should be enough just to reinstate that panel line, so there's nothing lost when we paint her up later on. But so far she's come together quite well and I'm very pleased with her. I'll take some pictures and post up on my Facebook page so you can see her. All the joins have been sorted. There was anything major to do with, apart from that one, which I thought I'd done but I haven't. So we'll just sort that one out, which is quite simple. Just get a very, very fine sanding stick, just rub her over gently, just to take it down so we can get a nice smooth finish. Then over the top with the sponge, and there is another little piece there which we've now taken out with the sanding. In fact, I will go around the whole plane now that I'm doing it. So a little bit of masking tape, those ones are okay, that one could be done, just to clean them up a little bit. As I say, we're just dragging it over nice and gently, just to reinstate that panel line, so it's all nice and clean. And this little one at the rear, not quite so easy, but it'll be alright. And just again one way on this one because it's round a bend, and back on that one. So we got all our panel lines now completely reinstated, and I'm very happy with the way it's looking. So this part, although boring to watch, I presume, I know some of you guys are saying it's not, but all these parts need to be cleaned up. I've already glued this piece in, and that's not exactly how I want it to go, but it's still nice and strong. So yep, we're alright, to be honest. That's looking good. So we'll start off with this bigger part because we've got an issue. The sprue itself, hang on, let's take you out. The sprue itself goes round in a circle. So the way I get these out, just trying to find it now, It's gone missing. Where is it? Doodly-doo. Oh, I'll use another one. I'm sure I got a knife here somewhere. Doodly-doo. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Maybe not. Alright, where is that? There we go. Got a scalpel. I normally have 2 or 3 of these about. I must find them up. I can see another one now. But all I'm going to do with this is to just gently, and I'm not going to try and cut around the circle, it's just to take out where the sprue joined, just to stop any fouling. And then we'll come in with our sponge and just clean up around, and we'll go back to our fine sand and stick and just remove parts or the sprue joints. Just a couple of 3 swipes. Airfix are quite good on this model. They've done it so that the sprue joints were mostly out of the way. So apart from the major one here, they're pretty good. And they're on fairly level areas. I've got a little one there. We'll come over that with a sponge. Let's get that one done so that we're ready. Now again, there's a slight overflow of the mould on this, and all I've got to do is use a razor blade gently and go down it and then cut it out. That'll just stop any fouling for anything that's going to happen. If you can hear the noise in the background, it's the wind. So that's all away. The other side was fine. So that's one piece ready. I've got some, yeah. Right, we've got the nose cone, or sorry, the nose cover. We've just got some small sprue joints to get rid of, and all I'm doing is laying the sander on and just gently taking them out, and then we'll polish them up a little bit. Wind is getting up, and we'll just go along. So that's that bit ready. I know that that bit is ready. We have the tops of the wings, which again Airfix did a brilliant job on their moulding, and we're just going to literally take off just the sprue tabs, just like so. These sand and sticks are probably the best things that I've ever bought, apart from my airbrush, and they come from Flory Models. I think it's about £30 for a set, and I've been doing this type of stuff now for about 6 years. I bought a set 6 years ago, and I actually bought a new set at Telford this year, so it shows how long they do last. And again, we've just got a little bit of an issue there. Just whip it out quite simply, just to clean it up. That's fine. And another one on the inside of where we're going to be putting our flaps. So all I'm doing is literally getting it clean, ready to take the flaps when they're ready to go on. Clean that up just with a nice gentle sanding stick, and I'm happy with that piece. Yep, nothing else on that bit. Same with this one. You'll notice I hold the sanding stick way back. I'm not putting any weight on that whatsoever. I'm just letting the sanding stick do the work. And all we're doing is we're getting rid of any of the blemishes with a sponge afterwards. We've got a couple in there, bit of flash, get rid of that. Very limited on flash on this, which is great. So I don't damage that edge too much. A little bit of flash there, so whip that off. We'll just take out the sprue joins there, and on the back here we have the same issues we had on the other side, and all we've got to do is just whip them out, clean it up. On that one, that's no problem. That just negates any issues when we put in the flaps or the ailerons on. So that one's clean and looking good. Same with this one. I tend to use a razor blade because they are wickedly sharp. I bought 100 of these off eBay again about 5 years ago, and I've still got that, I don't know, 80 of them, because you just keep continually using them. They don't go blunt on plastic too much. So that one's ready. We've got our guns, which obviously, as we all know, is the sound of the P51D when it's attacking, because the wind going over the nozzles, the gun nozzles. Quickly whip that off, obviously not taking too much off these because we want these to be a nice flush joint. Put them up there. Same onto this one, a little bit of flash in there. Just take that off, and on we go. Oops. So that one's sorted. We've got our nice, another nice piece. This is very well engineered, I must admit. So we'll just whip that off, clean it up. Oops, butterfingers. Clean that up, ready. Again on the top bit, polish just to get us going, make sure there's nothing going to be in our way. That all looks lovely job, so we'll put that away. We've got our ailerons, a little bit of flash, not to worry because these will be in the lowered position. We're just, like I say, we're just taking these bits off just to make the fit as good as Airfix has made it. That bit. Checking for flash yet again. Good, we have got a little mark there. Soon take that off. And this one, looking good. The nose Carolyn, or one of them. We're not going to be too vicious with this. And as we dry fit that, we'll do more. A little bit. Got our rudders, or not rudders, but our 8-board ailerons. They're nice, they're not much work to do to those. All looking good. And we have our nozzles. not much work to do with those, and we'll mount those straight away onto our garden flower name thing, whatever it's called. So all we're doing is just quickly whipping these off, and they can go on there and set up ready to be painted. There's nothing to do to that because that's ready. I can go in my gizmo. Now these are the actuators for the inboard doors, undercarriage doors. Now I'll cut them off at the ends. They were joined up here, which Airfix is brilliant, and at the bottom I left them joined at the bottom. We can just snip them off and glue them straight into the machine once it's built, because we don't put the doors or the undercarriage on until we're built it and we've finished it. So again, they can go on a clip. They're ready to paint. We've got the air intake, which isn't too bad. Soon whip off the excess, and again that side, that will be glued on. We have part of our propeller system. We're being really gentle and moving around so we keep in a circle that it should be. Quick polish, no problem. Make that on a stick. We've got our main undercarriage, which has already been sorted apart from the bottom of the wheels, and again that can go into one of our crocodile clips ready to be sprayed. Put that on there like so. Now we've got another part of our undercarriage here. There should be two parts of it, which there is. They're all cleaned up already, but we're going to use a peg for these. Line them up. Or do they just drop? Oh. Some sway braces, that's handy. Right, so we'll put another peg onto that one. Right, so carrying on through, we've now got the air intakes, oh sorry, the exhaust, well the rear radiator exhaust. Quick swipe over, and of course that will be fitted to the model as we build it and be painted at the same time. We have the front of the spinner, which is never going to be seen, but we're going to paint it anyway. And again, that was no problem coming off the sprue, so that can go onto a peg. We have our front engine, front cowling for our aircraft, and that's going to be on a peg because that's going to be painted black. We've got our spinner, and with this one we're just going to take a little bit off. We're going down it rather than across it, so we don't create a flat spot, like so. Quick polish, and then all we're going to do is a cocktail stick with a bit of white tack straight inside it. We've got the internal of our canopy. We're going to spray that up as is. So again, that can go on a peg. So we've got this part which is that goes through the spinner and into the actual aircraft to hold the prop in place. So we'll keep that spare because we won't be painting that. Now with wheels are always a bit of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check to see how they line up, which is fine. I'm going to get my snippers very close. Right. Okay, so we've cleaned up now all the parts. We've got everything ready. What we're going to do now, we're going to get the inside of the wheel wells, which I must say is an absolutely beautiful piece of work. Clear up some tools, get myself ready. My favourite blitz down, and we're ready to do a bit of painting. So we'll just blow some thinners through the airbrush first, just to make sure we're alright. Into the old machine, and come in with some black primer and microfiller. Now there are quite a few bits we can paint and prime up ready, so we don't want too much in there. Clean it up, and I'm just going to put a glove on. Excuse my head, I know it gets bald and shiny. So all we're going to do, flour is good, and we're just going to prime up our piece. So I've said it many times, but the reason I use black is really just to give a bit of tone and depth to the paintwork that's going on top. Now I am going to follow Airfix's instructions, which says this is grey green, which is fine, don't mind that. A lot of them were actually chromate yellow, but we're going to stick to the grey green because that's what they said, not says. Just want to put that on a peg, I think, as just going to do the inside of the variable air scoop for now, because I can then paint it up before we put that on the model. So I'll just do the insides of the wheels for now. And obviously we'll spray the wheels and tyres up later. What else we got? The doors. Now we have green parts, grey green, interior grey green, US Air Force grey green, as a strip, sorry, on this model. And then what we do, we muck that off, mask it off, and we'll put the metallic strip that goes straight down the centre of these. That'll be no problem. So got those done. Of course we've got our nozzles to do, our exhaust stack. So we'll run paint across there, getting in everything, coming in every angle. So that's sorted. And then we have our little unit. Take that off there. And we'll spray out our undercarriage, because these will be metal, or a metallized finish. We're just giving something for the metalwork to key onto. That'll be good. So that can then stand up if I've got it all, which I haven't. Always check your coverage right. Okay, we've got the rear wheel here. Just put this to one side for a moment. Don't know where all this plastic has come from. Right, so we don't know about the internals of that. We'll just spray our P2 tube. That can go back on our setup. Our rear wheel. That can go back on. What else have we got here? We've got our combing for the front of our instrument panel, the top of our instrument panel. My advice is to spray the whole lot rather than just the top. That can go back. Let's just get myself set up a bit better here. Right, then we have our actuators for the main gear doors. Of course, these will be metal yet again. We want these painted up nicely. And I'll have a wash put on them, like so. Right, what else have we got here to paint? Just looking around. We've got the main gear doors. Now we can do both sides of these because obviously metal work on the outside, on the underneath, so they all get a good coating. Ready. Now, what else have we got? We could do the outside of these doors as well while we're at it. Just spray them up, because at the end of the day they're either going to be green or metal, so it doesn't really matter which. Hopefully the light's a bit better this time. New lights have been installed, so we should be lucky with that, so you can see everything a bit better than you could on the second part. I do apologise for that. And the internal of the spinner, which is fine. We'll just soon metallise that up. Keep going. We'll get the aerial area done. So that's nice and black. What else have we got? Nothing at the moment. So So we'll clean our brush up. Ready? I'll just do a quick colour change. And brush back. And literally all we're doing, a little bit of cellulose thinners, or you could use airbrush cleaner. And all we're going to do is blow that black through. So that's completely through and done. And then, put that out of the way, we're coming in with some white. Now, I'm going to do that all in one hit. Decided, sorry, change your mind there. We're going to come in and do the prop with white, because that will be painted blue in a little while. Not too much, it's lovely. Now with the white, she is a little bit thinner than the black, so you've got to be a little bit more careful in how you build the colour up. Although it will self-level, you don't want big old dollops. So we've got to gloss this up, ready for decals. And then we'll have this piece. Again, not gone too heavy. Just generally making it nice and white for the blue to key into. On the inside, that's that bit. Right, get rid of all that mess. Blow that out, that can go away. Now I've now got all my metallics in front of me on the wall. And all my mil spec now are to my right, so they're a lot easier for me to get at when I'm filming. Get rid of all this. White can be a bit of a pain to clean out. All we're doing is just, I do like to keep the airbrush clean, nice and tight. And then we'll just run some clean cellulose through it quick. Just like so. And a quick wipe out, just in case there's any residue. And we'll find our interior green. And everything we want is paint interior green at the moment. In fact, I have missed a couple of parts by the looks of it. So don't want a lot. Missed that bit. That's fine. And where is it? Another part I know I missed. Hello, come on. Duddly-dee. There was something else. Oh, I knew. You know what it is? It's the internal coaming for the cockpit. We'll just give it a quick spray. No problem. Take that away. Blow out the airbrush. Right. There was a question on YouTube the other day on my channel How do I know what colours they are? And a lot of it is down to made quite a few World War II aircraft, so I tend to know what colours they should be. Newer aircraft, I always do research online just to check, so I know exactly what I'm doing, whether I'm doing it right or wrong. But with these, with Messerschmitt Spitfires or 109 Spitfires, P47s and so on, Hurricanes, I know what colours they are. You know, I'm very, very keen on my World War II stuff. So we put a little, I would call this almost an olive green on. So what we're going to do now is just check our flow. It's fine. And we're just going to lightly blow it in. Right the way through. Like so. But I don't want to be too heavy. I want that black to give me a little bit of a shadow, contrast effect, whatever you like. So just like that. It's not, I wouldn't say that's pure green. And again with this one, remember we've got lines to do to release some of it open like that. Hope you can see that. Just like that. Just like that. Where's the other one? I'll have those two first. And these two parts. The 8 undercarriage doors. Again, they were never perfectly clean, so we want them a little bit grubby. Looking around, making sure we've missed nothing, because that is one of my habits, I'm afraid. I do miss things when I'm doing this sort of work, but I'm very happy with what we've got so far. I just need that other door, wherever I've put it. And it was here. Doodly-doo. Spare peg. Alright. Everything was sat on here earlier. Weird situation. Well, they're both here, that's why, I feel. So again, we'll do all the pipe work, and we'll come back in with that with a wash in a little while. A little bit overspray, so we'll dry that back, or heavy spray. So basically that's it. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call that end of part 3. I hope I've got enough video for it. Maybe probably too much. And then I'll come back. It'll probably be tomorrow now, by the time I've edited this video.